I am just annoyed with these wrestling streets. These people just won't leave these women bodies alone, and they love to dictate what people can do with their bodies and love to talk about what they would do being pregnant. So shut the F up, Vince Russo, and shut up, Chris, whatever Dr. Psychologist, because I'm annoyed. Now let's get into it. I really like Vince Russo, I can't say what his name, and that Christopher guy. The guys on the people who do stuff on Sport Keeda. So I'm just going through the comments and they're just chatting shit about Naomi's character and being pregnant and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, she needs to clock in and be in character 100%. Now let me tell you something. The misogyny is real. The misogyny noir is real. Now this black woman, yeah, I'm saying black. This black woman has just announced her pregnancy. She's going through a stressful time. She's never been pregnant before. This is unexpected. Yeah. And they're saying, well, I would have done this and I would have done that. No, you don't know what you would have done. You don't know what you would have done. And she can do what the F she wants. Now, we don't have a plethora of pregnancies in the WWE. Yeah. As talent. So it's a unique, surreal, interesting, spontaneous. The keyword is spontaneous thing which has happened. Now, she can't control that people like her as a heel. She's done her real best to get people to get heat with the Jade stuff. But people like Naomi. She's an in-betweener. She's like a Austin-esque kind of character. Even when The Rock went heel, people still love The Rock, right? So she's a natural in-betweener. Right? Naomi, right? This woman has tried her best to stay in character, especially with hormones and all, and cooking, and little human, a little baby Uso. And this Christopher whatever and this Vince Russo is like, oh, she should have clocked in, she should have stayed in character, she should have like stayed in a heel character up to 3 months, and then when she starts to show, get her off camera, blah 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 blah. I'm like, shut the F up. Suppose she doesn't want to be on camera when she's pregnant. Suppose she's high risk. Maybe she just wants to take it easy and not do nothing and just cook her baby to the full potential. I don't want to be here. So remember, like, she just spontaneous pregnancy. She's 7 months in, 7 weeks in, nearly 2 months. She's, this is the point where you shouldn't even really tell people when you're pregnant, like up to 12 weeks. This is very tricky situation. And you're commenting about how she should do her pregnancy announcement and what she should do with her body while she's pregnant. Clock in. She's clocked into what she didn't even need to give us an explanation of why she's not out there. Right? And you with your big old testosterone, no vagina cells, are talking about what Naomi should do with her body and how she should portray her character and what creative things that you should, why she should be in the ring and have contact with people or do any strain of physical activity while she's pregnant. I'm not saying that she shouldn't or she couldn't. I'm not saying pregnancy is a disability. But for you to say, well, Stephanie McMahon called her training in the Titantron. No, let me tell you something. When Brian Danielson talks about relinquishing the title and stuff like that, they can be real. When Edge talks about when he retires, he can be real and feel the emotion. When Roman Reigns talked about leukemia, he said, my name is Joe, and he talked. That's fine. When men can be real and show emotion, that's fine. But when a black woman or a woman is talking about how she feels about her pregnancy and she tries her best to be in character and she gives an amazing promo, she stole the fucking night, yeah? Even if she just said, oh, I'm pregnant, guys, she stole the show, yeah? It was the best thing on Raw. Not because it's just the way how she did her promo. You can't say, oh, she did a good promo, yeah? And I'm not just trying to be a Naomi stan. If it's bad promo. I've seen, promos when, what's that, Ruby Riot, she did a promo when she talked about being pregnant. It was alright. I'm not saying, but who am I to judge? You know? But for you to go with your big, stinky, non-vagina selves, never had these hormones imbalances in your life, telling her how you going to run her pregnancy storylines. You can have an opinion. You can say, well, I wish it was da-da-da-da. But you are accusing her of not doing a good job in the state what she is, going through a spontaneous pregnancy, like not spontaneous pregnancy, but everything is happening so fast. And you are just saying, well, she should have done, being very unrealistic, being very hard on this woman who's given her best over the years, and you're still shitting on her and her body and what she chooses to do with her body and her decisions. You are disgusting people. And I do like Vince Russo, and I did like that Christopher guy, but I'm just like, you are absolutely disgusting about, oh, she needs to clock in. You clock in. You clock in. You give a very good review. Your reviews are getting stale. You say the same things all the time. This Pavlovian dogs. That's all you say. You do something. You give a proper good review. Don't be lazy, you lazy reviewers, and coming for Naomi. No, you're disgusting. You better check yourself. Oh, I have a wife and she's got pregnant 3 times. So leave her alone. Every pregnancy is different. This is real. This is wrestling. A real life couple in wrestling. She's realised that she's pregnant. She's at the height of the division, doing her best work, and she's doing the best of what she's got. She's beloved by the wrestling fans. Even though she's heel, she's still loved, still selling merch, still entertaining. People are entertained by her. So she's in a very unique position. And she's in a very unique position now as a pregnant woman. So just say happy things and keep it stepping. Don't be negative that she needs to clock. What else do you want her to do? Do you want her to bleed? Do you want her to give birth in the ring? Even if she just bleed, it would never be enough. But you can accept mediocre things like Bron Breakker. You can accept mediocrity like Bron Breakker and say he's amazing, is that and that and that and that and that and that. But you can't let a pregnant woman have her moment and just let it be raw and give her, let her do the best what she can. You're disgusting. I can't believe. I'll probably still watch your content. But do better. Do better. You're so out of touch. You pretend with your pseudo-psychology science. And Russo, you're still hanging on your 30 years back in the day of a promo writing for The Rock. Be better. Be in touch with 2025. And stop hating on women's pregnancies and women's bodies. She's done enough. She's done the best what she can with what she's got. And just be nice. And just keep it stepping, okay? Jeez. That's why we gotta have the resting conscience, because these people they're just reckless, man. They're just reckless talking about people's bodies. Like, they don't have feelings. You better proceed with cautions. The Naomis are just gonna just proceed with caution. Leave Naomi. Say something nice and keep it stepping. That's all I gotta say. And you better proceed with caution.